Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Dragon Quest XI. Well, it's not actually a Let's Play, it's a walkthrough. I'm not actually titling this this series a Let's Play, because you may have noticed, but last time we began the game, we climbed the Cobblestone Tor, and we found out that we are the reincarnation of the Luminary. It's pretty interesting stuff. And in today's episode, we're going to be exploring our hometown of Cobblestone before we set out on our journey. And I did adjust my control settings, so now X is actually the menu button. And I'm actually going to turn the audio, the music down just another notch. It's still a little too loud in the previous episode. Actually, no, maybe 7. Yeah, it was still a little too loud in the first episode. Let me know if it's better now. But yeah, so we have all of Cobblestone to explore, and I guess I'll just run up to our house again, so I'm in the same place that we ended the last episode. Yeah, this dude's freaking horses again in the way. Oh, god damn it. I don't know why this dude's horses are just in the way for no reason. There's literally no reason for them to be there, blocking my path, but what the fuck? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I made a conscious effort not to curse in the first video, because YouTube likes to not recommend stuff as much if you do that. So, I mean, the video is still currently uploading as we speak, so we'll see if that was a success or not. But yeah, time to explore all around. Yes, you can like knock the pumpkins over, and some barrels you can just walk into. It's pretty fun. Yeah, there's a lot to find in Cobblestone. There's gonna be a lot of town exploration in the early parts here. Yeah, like these types of barrels you can't pick up and bash, but you can just knock them over. Doesn't look like there's anything in this house, but to get on top of the roof, there is some things to find. A flurry feather, we actually need that for a quest. There's actually a side quest in the town. Right down that purple marker. I guess we should go accept that first, huh? It's probably a good idea. Yeah, as you can see on the mini-map, purple icons are side quests. Pink icons are like NPCs with story stuff. This guy's a, this guy's an introductory side quest. He has a favor for us. He's got this flurry feather that he loves, and well, the fool I am, I managed to let it blow away. Yeah, it was on the roof of our shed. Well, lucky for you, I just picked it up. And get a sleeping hibiscus in return. Yeah, I like the way side quests work in this game. There's not like a super obnoxious amount of them either. Yeah, it's kind of a tutorial to say you can like jump over stuff. Yeah, so we already grabbed it. We got a sleeping hibiscus. I can't actually remember what that does. It either cures sleep or inflicts sleep. I can't remember. But yeah, quests work in a similar way to Dragon Quest IX, except better. We'd send a single enemy to sleep. Okay. See, I don't ever really use items like that, so I just forgot. Okay. We already explored our house. But I'm gonna try and be thorough here. Got all the barrels and stuff. I'm not gonna sweat it too much though. I'm just gonna go around all of the houses. Especially when we get a certain ability later on with when a certain character joins our party. Treasure hunting's gonna be a lot easier. Alright, every time you see a red book on a bookshelf, it means you can interact with it and there's something for you to read. And later on, these are going to have recipe books in them sometimes. So you always want to read books on the bookshelves. Yeah, I love the music in this game. It's so good. I guess there are a lot of reused tracks from all the Dragon Quest games, but I haven't actually played most of the older Dragon Quest games, so it doesn't bother me. I know I really need to play the first three, because the first three Dragon Quest games link into this game quite heavily, but I do know the story of the first three Dragon Quest games, so I understand a lot of the references. I still want to play them myself, though, and I intend to do so. Maybe on stream sometime. I think that could be an interesting idea. Okay, this is the house I've just been in. Alright, I'll venture down here. Yeah, down this path is actually a fancy looking door, which we can't open. Yeah, it's locked tight, yeah. We'll not be able to access that door for a while. So, just remember that it's there, but don't worry about it for now. We're gonna be getting an item later on that lets us access it. Alright, here is the item shop. Well, I guess it's the only shop in town, so it's not just an item shop. It does actually sell gear too. Oh, there we go. How much money do we have? Okay. Can't remember if the game actually gives you any money from the start or not. I guess we've acquired a little bit. Yeah, so on normal mode, you probably don't even need to bother buying anything from the shop. However, in my opinion, since this is hard mode, I am actually gonna buy a Wayfarer's clothes. They don't have any special effects, they're not a good piece of armor, but +3 defense for the early areas can actually be kind of helpful. Considering you don't have a lot of stuff, and yeah, I'm gonna buy some medicinal herbs. Like 6 should suffice. Put them in my bag so I can use them in battle. Yeah, I think that's a worthy investment, honestly, on hard mode. On normal mode, you probably don't need to buy the Wayfarer's clothes. And you can probably get away with not buying them, but it's just to make things not as scary, I guess. I'm gonna climb this ladder up here. It's a pretty long ladder, actually. There's a bunch of pots. Yep, Sea of Agility. That is pretty nice. We can actually just fall down, yeah. I don't think there's fall damage in this game. If there is, I've never seen it. Yeah, there's an extra part of town. This is like where the Cobblestone tour is in this direction as well. You can see on the map, but we can't explore it for now. Yeah, the tour definitely isn't safe for kids. We absolutely saw that last time. If I nearly got my ass kicked, then I wouldn't let my kid anywhere near there. Oops. Oh, this isn't an enterable door. Thought there was a way in. Maybe not. Oh no, Gemma. Yeah, Gemma's pretty sad that we're leaving. I would be too. Like I was saying before, like your childhood friend just getting whisked off by some grand destiny. Like it's alright for us going on a big old adventure. Dum, dum, dum. Yeah, as far as I know as well, interesting thing about the original Japanese release of this game came out in 2017, didn't have a sprint button. You know, I'm not always sprinting, you know, I find the game bearable. You don't always want to be sprinting, but god, it's so nice to get around. Can't imagine not having a sprint. Every single player RPG has no excuse to not have a sprint button. I don't think there's anything on this roof. Can't even get onto it properly. Yeah, okay. I've seen this from me before. Yeah, we've been in the church before, but not properly explored it. Yeah, the church is just where we save and whatnot. Although this game has an autosave, which is really good, by the way, but you always obviously never want to rely on autosave. Especially when you're out in big areas. Because the game only autosaves when you change zone. As far as I know. Alright, this here is actually the mayor's house. Oh, Gemma's in there. Oh, I guess we can't go in. Okay, maybe I should have explored earlier then, yeah. Doesn't look like we can actually enter the mayor's house quite yet. Alright, we find a cypress stick in this chest. I don't know what the point of this weapon is. It's a one-handed sword that's less powerful than your default sword. I don't know. I guess Cypress Stick is kind of a typical early game Dragon Quest weapon, so I guess they wanted to add it in some way. Yeah, I think I guess I can't explore the mayor's house then, right now, which kind of stinks. I guess, though, when we leave, we can just come back in, if I really want to do that. Yeah, maybe I should have done that before, really. Nope. Yeah, the villagers having a monster problem in the tour. This wasn't happening to them before. In typical JRPG fashion, monsters are suddenly appearing. Here's some advice from one bloke to another. Keep your mind on the job. No matter how fierce the fighting gets, you gotta stay focused. The more you get walloped, the more focused you'll get, and before you know it, you'll be all pepped up, and you'll be really full of beans. When you're pepped up, you'll be stronger, faster, better at everything. There ain't another feeling like it. Go on, my son. Get out there and pep yourself silly. Yeah, pepping is this game's limit break, kind of. Also, kind of like the coup de grace in Dragon Quest IX. When you're fighting, you can get powered up, boost your stats, and you can use that powered up stance to get off special attacks in combination with the other characters. It's really cool. I love the pep system in this game. Definitely makes battles interesting, unique. In my original playthrough, I really did not abuse pep powers as much as you can. And definitely in hard mode, you're going to be wanting using all the different pep powers a lot more. I'm definitely going to want to show off all the pet powers. All the pet powers have really cool animations. Yeah, we'll get more into those when we unlock some. Alright, I think I've been around most of this section of the village, actually. There's actually not too terribly much to explore. It's not tons of houses when you really get down to it. Yeah, not being able to get into the mayor's house sucks. I don't know if there's anything in there, though. But we can come back in. And, of course, there's another section of Cobblestone at the bottom, but we can't quite get there yet, so Not worried about that right now. But yeah, I guess all that's left to do is say our goodbyes. Are we ready? I guess.
One day you're just a little boy, the next you're getting ready to leave us. I only wish your grandfather could see what a fine young man you've become. To think, it's been so many years already since old Chalky found you floating I mean, since he brought you to Cobblestone.
Yeah, about that.
We never thought there was anything out of the ordinary about you. And now suddenly there's all this talk of luminaries of all things. You know who the luminary was, of course. A legendary hero who saved the world from a terrible darkness. We're supposed to believe that you're him reincarnated? I don't doubt old Chalky, of course, but it is a little hard to swallow, I must say. Oh, when you meet the King of Heliodor, put in a good word for old Cobblestone, won't you, eh? If he finds out this is the village where the luminary was raised, there might be something in it for us, if you catch my drift.
Gotta help out the hometown.
Oh, you are terrible. Trust you to be thinking about what you can get out of it.
Oh, no, I'm only joking, of course. The very thought.
Yeah.
Anyway, where was I? Ah, yes. Now, the fate that awaits you may well be one beyond anything we simple country folk can imagine. But you must allow us to offer what little assistance we can. Take this map of Erdrea with you. May it prove useful in finding your way.
Oh, it will. It definitely will. Map of Erdrea. Yeah, we're gonna be using this for the whole game. The world map.
And may this magnificent steed, the pride of Cobblestone, lighten your burden and speed you on your way.
Yeah, we gotta even get our own horse.
You'll find Heliodor easily enough. Just head north out of the village and follow your nose.
You travel safely now. Oh, you're such a good boy, such a good boy.
I'm not a dog.
You make us proud out there, won't you? And come back safe.
Of course. I'll do my best. Well, someone seems to be missing.
Wait!
There we go.
Here, take this with you. I made it for you.
Aww. Yeah, Gemma's charm.
It'll keep you safe. I heard there are lots of monsters where you're going. Be sure to keep it close, won't you?
Yeah, it's gonna be a little dangerous along the way.
I don't know what's in store for you out there. But wherever you go and whoever you meet, don't forget us, will you?
How could we?
Take care. And remember, we'll be waiting for you.
Off we go. Yep. Officially left home. Alright, need a horse. Horses are an incredibly convenient way to cover large amounts of ground in very little time. You sometimes have to enter areas that can only be explored on foot. Don't despair though, a ring of one of the many summoning bells that around Erdrea will soon bring your faithful friend galloping back to your side. Yeah, the horse is really nice actually. It is very fast. However, I don't really find myself using it all that often. I much prefer to usually always explore on foot because there's always enemies to fight and items to find and things to see and whatever. So the horse is nice, but I don't know if I'm using it a whole bunch, to be honest. But yeah, if you find one of these bells and you can kind of see them on the map, you can summon your horse from one of those. So yeah, that's how we summon our horse. Yeah, the map has a menu. You can see local monsters, nearby areas, nearby quests, and sparkly spots for resources you can find on the field, which is super nice. I mean, oh my god, coming from Dragon Quest IX, where that wasn't a thing, that is such a nice change. And I mean, to be fair, in this version of the game, it's not nearly as important because you can actually just buy field ingredients from the fun-sized forge. So it's not actually as big of a deal in this version, but in the original version, it was huge. And yeah, in Dragon Quest IX, it was such a pain. If you didn't have a strategy guide, oh my god, dude, it was awful. But yeah, now we're out in the open field. Let's not forget Gemma's Charm is actually an accessory, which we can equip. And not only does it give +1 defense, which is nothing really, it also gives us 30% curse reduction and beguiled reduction. So yeah, definitely nice. No reason not to equip it for right now. We have no other accessories. So yeah, this is the Heliodor Hills region, or just the Heliodor region, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna be exploring this. Maybe not all of this. I don't know if we'll be able to get through all of this in this episode, but I'll try my best. Definitely don't want to rush though. Some bunch of enemies and some things to find. Okay. I know there's something I can get in these little ruins there. But yeah, just do be careful out here. I mean, this is only the first real area, but you can get your ass kicked if you're not careful on harder monsters. Enemies are not one-shottable in most situations. Yeah, this is the path to the Mangle Grove. This is like all the zones in this game kind of link together. It's kind of like Final Fantasy 12. So, you know, we can go to the Mangle Grove or the Emerald Coast, which are new areas which we haven't been to before and we cannot go just yet. Because the game obviously isn't going to let us be that free, but we will be able to go there eventually. Alright, so these are the Needler enemies. Yeah, if we look on info, nearby monsters, yeah, Slime Needler, then there's all these enemies in this area that we can fight. And I can already spot one sitting on that rock. You didn't even notice us. Stark Raven. Yeah, I mean, one of the main things I love about Dragon Quest is the enemy designs. One of the biggest selling points of the game, honestly. Yeah, obviously, just to show you, cannot get to the, yeah, we cannot get to the Emerald Coast, and we would get absolutely destroyed if we tried. I'll tell you that much for free. Yeah, this is why I prefer just to dismount and get off my horse and kind of run around. There's a lot to find. A lot of things you might miss if you just charge through on your horse. But, you know, if you want to get there fast and just get through the story stuff, then it's great. And if you're in areas you've already been before. A lot of these Raven enemies just chilling around. This guy's new though. He's just chilling upside down in the tree. Yeah, it's a Draki. Well, 2 Drakis. Very iconic enemy. The early areas of every Dragon Quest game always have the. Jeez, yeah, you can see that. You see it, right? Look at this shit. They just got 4 attacks off because they're obviously way faster than me. Holy crap. There we go. I don't know why they were so fast then. I don't know why they got to go twice. Yeah, this crap's ridiculous, man. You see how easy it is to get careless and die. And yeah, I mean, You'd have thought Drakis could do so much damage. Thing is though, this area is actually not even the hardest part in my opinion. For the early game. I can't say for the late game, because I only played the demo on harder monsters, and that only goes up for roughly the first 10 hours of the game. But certainly the, yeah, certainly the first few sections I know when, like, the toughest parts are coming up. Which is good, because, like, at least I can be prepared and not rage quit like I did when I played the demo. Well, I didn't rage quit, but I was like, oh my god, like, I couldn't believe how bad it could get with some of the enemies. Yeah, Crow Combos, one of the first enemies you fight in DQ9. Nice to see them. I only make a lot of references to Dragon Quest IX because it was the first Dragon Quest game I played as a kid. And it's the reason I'm a Dragon Quest fan. Although, I mean, some of you might scoff at that because I've only played 3 of the games, but... Okay, these guys right here, these enemies, not the slimes, but this beautiful dude here, the bunny corn, is one of the most important enemies in the game. For a reason, well, we'll see it soon, I guess. Right now, though, he's just like anyone else, but... Yeah, bunny corns is super important. And they do like to raise their tension, I guess, or raise their strength. They are kind of dangerous. This is why I bought medicinal herbs. I probably needed more, honestly, but that's fine. I'll be able to buy some in a second here. And wow, I got a rare drop. Yeah, they're from enemies. You can get 2 drops from each enemy. I guess I can actually show you. Yeah, items drop. You see that? Medicinal herb and slime drop. So the first one there, the medicinal herb, that is considered the common drop. So that has a high percentage chance of dropping when you kill them, and that will display as a normal red chest at the end of a fight. The slime drop is the rare drop, and that appears at the end of a fight. And you get the sound effect, which you just heard, and the orange chest that kind of sparkles. That is when you know you got the rare drop. So yeah, yeah, enemy drops are honestly the reason why. Well, it's the reason why this guy's so important. You see that bunny tail? Yeah, that's a very important item. But we'll worry about that later. Yeah, enemy drops are honestly what makes this game. Well, I mean, enemies drop seeds of like stat seeds. Like, you can farm stat seeds like in this game, like no other Dragon Quest game. It's amazing, and it's honestly the reason why harder monsters is still gonna be fun, and honestly probably still kind of easy once we get into it. Now, for those of you who have played the game, I will say, like, don't worry. I'm not going to go... before this happens, I'll just say, I'm not going to go completely overboard with farming seeds. I'm not going to break the game in half completely by farming seeds. I'm not going to get everyone to max stats in every stat or anything like that. I am going to do it a little bit to have some interesting and fun builds on characters, but I'm not going to spend hours farming. Because you might not want to do that. I probably don't want to do that because I only have so much patience when it comes to farming items in video games. But you know, farming seeds and buffing your characters up, especially on hard mode, is fun. If you're playing normal mode, you absolutely do not need to farm seeds. I did a little tiny bit when I played originally, but you really don't even need it.
What have we here? I know a budding adventurer when I see one.
Do you know?
It can be risky heading into the great outdoors if you aren't familiar with the basics of survival, you know. Well, fear not, because that's where I come in. See the remains of that fire over there? Well, when you spy one of those, it means you can set up camp and rest your weary bones.
Yeah, this guy's gonna teach us about camping, which is a great feature.
To settle down for the night, just go up to the fire and examine it. You'll soon be enjoying a well-earned break. What's that? You're worried about being attacked by monsters while you sleep? Oh, ye of little faith! That statue over there is chock full of holy powers that'll keep the beasties at bay for as long as you need. And that's not all. You can pray to it to be cured of poison and all kinds of other things. Think of it as a mini church.
Yep, it's literally a church. You can save, you can do all the stuff that a church can at these statues at camps.
Anyway, enough of my yammering. Why don't you take a closer look at all this camping kit for yourself? You'll need to get used to what campsites look like and how to find them. After all, you'll be relying on them whenever you're out in the wilderness. It's like my old dad always said, keen campers can continue on where others can't. Be prepared. Well, that's all from me. If you have any camping-related queries, feel free to ask. I'm here all the time. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Alright, so yeah, camping. Camping is super great in big field areas or even sometimes dungeons, but mainly field areas. Place for you and your party to settle down, save, buy items from traveling merchants, forge, party talk, rest for the night. You can change the time of day, like some enemies only appear at night. And even in this region, I'm gonna use that to my advantage, because yeah, some of the enemies in this region only appear at night. But yeah, camping, really nice. And yeah, I might as well rest to show it off. So, I mean, you can actually just press the B button on the camp menu and just do things as you see them. Yeah, this guy right here, every camp there's gonna be a merchant, and the merchant actually changes depending on the area the camp is in, or just the camp that you're at. So it doesn't hurt to check the dude at the camp depending on where you go, especially at some points in the game. Like, dudes at camps are gonna be selling better gear than you can actually buy or forge if you go about exploring far enough ahead of the story. But yeah, this guy sells us kind of the same stuff from the shop in Cobblestone. Don't know if the shop in Cobblestone sold Chimera Wings though, but I'm actually just gonna buy like a few more medicinal herbs just to keep me alive in this area. Yep, give them to me. We're actually gonna need a lot of medicinal herbs in the early stages while we don't have a healer. And yeah, if you walk too far, you'll break camp. But yeah, you can use a statue like a church, like I was saying, to save your game. And, do all the things a church can, which is great. And yeah, let us rest. And yeah, you can choose the time of day, so this is how you can manipulate. Well, you can choose what time of day you want to be out in, but dawn just means, I guess, rest until early morning. I'll worry about the nighttime enemies at some other point. Yeah, just loot this guy's house. Can he sleep in his bed? No. That'd be kind of funny. Oh. More money. Definitely needed. Alright, I spy a well. Yeah, if you see open wells like this with nothing covering the top of them, it means you can go in them. And that there's probably stuff to find. So go do it. Yeah, usually sparkly spots like that. It's got strong medicine. Sometimes treasure though. Alright, so which path do I want to take? I think, yeah, you can kind of go either to the right or upwards. I think I'll go north and then wrap back down to where the Emerald Coast point is. and then you just go in a circle that way. Yeah, so I won't go down that path over there. I'll wrap round and come out of that path and back. And yeah, over the course of your journey, you might see these fellows. These little fellows sitting on a rock. They kind of disappear when you walk into them, but yeah, it might look kind of familiar from the intro cutscene, huh? Yeah, I'm not going to fight too many enemies, although I definitely want to get to at least level 4 before I continue, if not level 5. Level 4 is fine, but if you can be bothered get to level 5, then it's not a bad idea. But yeah, I want to be at least level 4 before leaving this area. I think there's a Draki here. It doesn't matter too terribly much, but it will make things slightly easier. Although it's really not saying much, because the next open area that we find ourselves in is one of the hardest in the early game. Well, at least the enemies are the hardest in the early game. You could just ignore the enemies, but then you'll be even more overleveled. I mean, underleveled, sorry. Yeah, definitely not overleveled. You are definitely very underpowered in the early game. The reason the early game is kind of tough, and probably going to be the toughest part of the game on harder monsters, is because you just have no tools at your disposal. And you're just weak as hell. And anyway, yeah, this is a new enemy, a toady. I love how this guy, like, dances around. It's great. And I think that puts silence on you. So yeah, if he was successful in that, I wouldn't have been able to cast spells. Though we only have Frizz right now. Yeah, right now Frizz is a little stronger than our normal physical attack. The Luminary gets a small assortment of spells as he levels up, and then from his skill tree, he's kind of like he's not really a caster. He's definitely not a caster character, but he gets a small assortment of spells. A lot of them are very useful, and he's decent with magic, but the Luminary is primarily a physical attacker. It's a Hammerhood, and they actually, yeah, they have a pretty decent parry chance, as you just saw. They also aren't very accurate, so if you get lucky, like that, yeah, they do their miss animation, like, dude, this is one of the reasons I love this game so much. Like, every enemy, I mean, I know there are a lot of palette swaps in this game, but, like, every enemy has their own animations like that. Like, when the Hammerhood misses, he kind of falls backwards. I love it. It's great. Yeah, he's a little beefy. He takes 3 hits. Nice, got to level 4. That's going to heal me up, right? Yeah. When you level up, it heals you up, so it means I don't have to use a Medicinal Herb, though, which is super nice. So now I'm level 4, so I'm not going to worry about leveling up too much, but I mean, I think it's, yeah, 84 experience on the next level. That's like double the amount of the total experience we've got thus far, which is a lot. Especially when the enemies around here only give like 3 XP. Right, another new guy, a Fright Bulb. These guys actually appear in the next area too. Can't remember if they have any unique abilities. Oh yeah, they can just waste their turn by just floating around. Yeah, some enemies have their own, like, you know, like he just said, he floats around. Some enemies can just waste their turn sometimes by just doing nothing. And enemies have their own, like, flavor text if they're gonna do that. Like, I know the Saber Cat, he, like, rolls around on the floor, which is kind of cute. Yeah, it's always great when enemies do that. You just basically get a free turn. I remember this area being a little bigger and a little longer to explore. We've kind of gone through it pretty fast. Probably take my time a little bit more. Don't want to miss anything. I know there's a, yeah, you can get some fresh water from this spot. I love how you can find the toadies just playing about in the river. Just the attention to detail is so nice. I gotta say, playing, I mean, the Switch version is excellent, and I love my Switch. But having this game on PC, on my Steam library, where most of my games are now, and being able to record it, and yeah, it's really nice. I'm really happy to be playing this game with you guys. I mean, I know Persona's still going on, and the only reason I've actually started this LP in the middle of Persona is because, well, the game just got a re-release, so I want to kind of hit on the hype and, you know, the YouTube searches for this game while it's hot, you know? And I also want to play this game again. Because I've actually finished recording Persona, so this is the only thing I'm going to be recording at the moment. So that's why this series is only going to be a weekly thing, unless it's in high demand. We'll see. But yeah, I wouldn't usually do this. Well, of course, once Persona is finished, then this game will, this walkthrough will be uploaded a lot more frequently. Because this is gonna be a very long LP. If anything, this LP will actually be longer than Persona. I know it's not an LP. I'm gonna keep calling it an LP though by accident. But if anything, this is probably gonna be longer than Persona. I've currently got like 100 hours on Persona, but this game I'm probably gonna have like a little bit more than that. Alright, so again to the part where I can kind of wrap back around. Okay, here's the new guy. Another one of my favorites, the Platypunk. I love him. Look at him! Look at him! Okay. Yep. So remember what the guy was saying before about pepped up? Getting pepped up? Yeah, the power of pep. The character is attacked a lot, undergoes certain other trials and tribulations. They'll eventually enter an innervated state known as being pepped up, which will boost their martial might for a while. Nothing lasts forever, as after several turns have passed, they'll lose their glow and go back to normal. So, your pep also carries over fights. If you end the fight and your pep isn't consumed, it carries over. And there's a certain amount of turns that it lasts for. However, once we get multiple party members and we get pep powers, which are the abilities we can use while pepped up, as soon as you use a pep power, you lose your pep state. So you're gonna trade off, do you want the stat bonuses or do you want to use the ability? Usually you want to use the ability, but honestly right now, we don't have no abilities to use. On top of that as well, the stat bonuses aren't like flat out across the board. Each character actually has certain stats that get pepped up or get boosted by being pepped up. Can't remember exactly what the Luminary gets added. I think it actually says in the text description when he gets pepped up. I just didn't read it then. But I know certain characters only get certain stats pepped up, and it's actually worse for some characters than others depending on the build you're using. Like, I'll just flat out say it right now. There's a certain mage character that I'm not going to be using as a mage. Well, at least I'm going to be primarily not using their magic skills. And their pepped up state boosts their magical might and not their strength. So there's no real reason to sit around with them pepped up. You may as well just use an ability. I mean, you may as well use an ability all the time, but if you're just chilling in a dungeon, especially in the early game, then having the pet state just to kill things easier is nice. But later in the game, we'll have so many pet powers that we're always going to want to use using them, especially on bosses. I mean, early game bosses and harder monsters basically rely on pet powers to make them a little easier. Otherwise, you'll be having a hard time. And they're not impossible, but you'll be having a hard time. Okay, there's a chest. Another thing I love about the monsters. Look at these two fright blobs like talking to each other, and then this Platypunk here is asleep. I love it so much. Like, there's gonna be areas later in the game where we'll see things like this as well. It's so great. It's the little things, man. It's the little things that count. Yeah, enemies kind of aggro onto you once you notice them, but once they notice you, but usually you can always outrun them if you sprint when you're at least in an open space. If you're in a cramped dungeon, they might get you. Look, here's another one. He's just sleeping under a tree in the shade. It's adorable. Yeah, if you guys have bought this game on like on PS4 or Xbox One or whatever, you guys gotta let me know how that game runs on there. I mean, this game runs just fine on PC. Although when I played the demo, I did notice some frame drops with certain abilities. Well, with a few certain abilities you get on certain characters we get a little bit later. But the problem is, I actually don't know if that's this port / the PC version, or if it's actually just like that. I don't know if the animation is just very low quality, very low FPS. Like the FPS just tanks when the animation plays. I actually dug out my Switch version and used those abilities on random enemies to see if it happened on there, and I couldn't really tell because, well, the Switch version runs at a lower FPS, so it was kind of difficult to tell. Yeah, certain abilities I noticed drop the frame rate a little bit, but that might just be the abilities and not the actual port. Yeah, this guy is a Heliodor god. He's not gonna let us through. He's not gonna let us through to the Emerald Coast, and quite right. Nobody on harder monsters, at least, should be going to the Emerald Coast right now. You will get destroyed if you fight anything. Right, so yeah, we basically just wrapped round to the camp. Did I go? I went in the tent, didn't I? Because I'm rambling on, I don't actually remember if I went in and picked up the pots. I know this intro section so well that I got him. Don't really need to pay attention too much. Yeah, it looks like I will get through this area in one episode. Which is nice, and I can spend the next episode exploring Heliodor. That's gonna be a lot. Like, Heliodor's a big place. There's a lot to get through. Alright, yeah, there's an ore. There's some ore to mine here. Like sparkly spots, you can mine ore. And there's some cucumbers popped out. Yeah, you can mine ore, veins, or whatever crystals when you find around the world. They give you three ores. They're not always the same. Can be 3 different or 3 the same. Oh, did you see that? The game kind of blinked a little bit there. That was odd. Yeah, I don't know if some things are gonna be the game and what's gonna be my PC. My PC is pretty good, although you never know. I mean, PCs are known to fucking act up sometimes while OBS is recording, or just while you have recording software, so. But honestly, for the most part, this game runs absolutely fine. So if you notice little hiccups every now and again, don't worry about it. But yeah, if we briefly check our defeated monster list, I'm actually missing one enemy, and he only appears at night. So let's rest, and we'll rest until night. I think dusk is still considered nighttime. I don't want to risk it. We might end up waiting around. Okay, so I think this enemy actually appears on the path towards the Emerald Coast. Alright, it's just standing here. Look at this. Like I was saying, look at those the bunnycorns are sleeping together. Oh, it's so cute. I love it. Yeah, I think the enemy I'm looking for. Yeah, those cucumbers always like to hide from you and pop out when you walk past. Kind of funny. Yeah, there they are. These lampling guys. I think we can actually encounter these guys in an area later on as well, but I don't know. I kind of. Oh no, that's really bad. Okay, he wasted his turn. Thank God. They got a preemptive strike on me. That's not great. Yeah, let's get this guy. Thankfully, we're still pepped up. Okay, he's wasting his turns. Don't cast Frizz on me. Bastard. A pack of 3 enemies is tough, man. It's brutal shit. Look at this crap. Look how much damage they just did. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there we go. My pep's gone now. He doesn't have enough MP. I should actually probably target the Cucumber. 3 damage? Are you serious? That's also a problem in the early game, is the damage you do, because the damage calculation is kind of random, and the amount of damage you're dealing in the early game is so small that it results in you can either do like 3 damage with an attack or like 9. And when you're banking on a certain amount of damage to kill an enemy, that ain't gonna cut it. Holy crap, I could risk it, but if I miss or he blocks, then I'm dead. I've wasted like 4 minutes. Yeah, I've already pepped up again. This is how much damage they're dealing. Shows how much damage they're dealing. I'm already pepped up again. Yeah, pack of 3 enemies is pretty brutal. But there we go. We now have all the enemies in the Heliodor region. And you get little descriptions and all the enemies in here, which is super nice. I'm not gonna spend ages like looking at them, but yeah, the enemy log is really detailed in this, and you can make them like perform their actions and stuff. It's really nice. Yeah, I'm gonna run back to camp and rest again until it's daytime. I want it to be daytime when I arrive in Heliodor. Yeah, just in case you were running around and wondering where the hell that last enemy is, it's gotta be nighttime. Actually, you know what? I guess I better buy some more medicinal herbs, huh? I've racked up a bit of money. How about like 5 more? Yep. But yeah, also, you see why I actually bought the Wayfarer's clothes from Cobblestone? If I had the plain clothes, I'd have 3 less defense. I guess you could wear the Trudane togs, but I didn't want the outfit. Which I know is a stupid reason, but I don't know, it kind of bothers me. So I just buy the Wayfarer's clothes. Yeah, like that 3 points of defense does make a difference. Yeah, I better save. There's no autosave, and I could get my ass kicked by a pack of enemies again. Like, one bad move there, I would have died. That's why I recommend this. I mean, you absolutely can play harder monsters on your first playthrough. If anything, I probably recommend it. Because after the early game, I mean, the enemies are a lot easier after the early game. So, you know, if you want a casual experience and you just want to have fun with the game, then by all means go normal mode, but I still think harder monsters is fun. And I definitely want a little extra challenge, a little extra incentive to buff my characters. And think a little harder about the equipment, and, you know, I like getting invested in and discussing, like, character builds and equipment and stats and all that stuff. This is the kind of game where I find that really easy to get into. Alright, so there's just this little bit up here we haven't explored yet. I may have missed something, but it's whatever. We'll be coming back here, you know, I can come back here whenever I want, well, not whenever I want. There's gonna be points in the story where we can't come back to Heliodor, but, you know. I don't think I've missed anything of importance from this area, let's put it that way. Ooh. Got stuck on that rock there last second. cut. Yeah, so just like ore, just like mining ore, you can also find plants you can chop. It basically has the same result. You get 3 items of varying properties. Oh yeah, you can also press the Y button, or for me the X button, because I changed it, to organize your inventory, which I want to be doing a lot, because I hate having unorganized stuff in my inventory. But yeah, look at this, we made it. Yep. Heliodor awaits. Oh yeah. You see the king. Tell him what we know about ourselves, which isn't much. We've just literally just been told that we're someone special. According to our granddad. The largest city in all of Adrea. That it is. Well, actually, is it? No, yeah, no, it is. It definitely is. Well, it maybe not in terms of in-game size. Well, actually, no, it definitely is. Look at this place, but at least in terms of scope and story-wise, it's the biggest city. Yeah, it's freaking huge. And there are multiple sections to it. Like, this is only... the Heliodor city right here is one of 3 sections of Heliodor. There's the Heliodor city, downtown Heliodor, and the Heliodor castle. It's crazy. But, yeah, anyway, I'm gonna end this episode right here. That is all for this episode of Dragon Quest XI. And in the next episode, we will explore the huge town of Heliodor. There's a lot to find in here, a couple of side quests we can do, some shops, people to talk to, and then, assuming that doesn't take us all the whole way through the video, we will also go to Heliodor Castle. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you are new and you have enjoyed, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.